Hey, this is behind the scenes, High Off Life TV, High Off Life Freestyles, man. Z's in town. You know what I'm saying? He done brought the new drip and everything, highofflife.com for that, man. The man got the whole track shoot. He didn't want to drip too hard on you, so, we ain't going to show that off right now. You know what I mean? But it's fairly cold in Atlanta. I'm sure it's not as cold as it might be up north, northeast or whatever. But anyway, wherever you're at, man, make sure you're safe, you're well, you're warm. Wear a mask because there's still a pandemic out here, man. There's some places going back to level 1. It is crazy, man. With all of this, there's accountability and responsibility, man. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't over. Let's get past the hump. Let's work together on this thing, man. Anyway, I'm sitting here to my right from Milwaukee. Just body this High Off Life freestyle on a classic beat that every New York rapper probably rapped on, but I haven't heard a Milwaukee rapper walk on it like you did. This is Wave Chapelle. What's up, man?
What's poppin', man? What's good with y'all, man?
Bro.
We here.
Yeah, you did that, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I've been rapping, freestyling rather for, long time, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, man. It's always good to keep the sword sharp. You feel me?
Absolutely. Take us to the freestyle roots back home in Milwaukee. Where did it all come from and how we got here?
For sure, man. I used to freestyle. There's this spot on the east side of Milwaukee called the Miramar, man. And they used to have, like, late at night, they used to have these freestyle battles. They used to host them, you know what I'm saying? And, like, sometimes you could just enter in. And I think I don't think my older cousin literally signed me up and didn't tell me. You know what I'm saying? And then we just showed up. We showed up. I'm thinking we watching the battle. He's like, nah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You on. Yeah, like, you on tonight. I'm like, word. Yeah. And it was dope, though, man. So I used to freestyle a lot there. I freestyled at school, of course. You know what I'm saying? I remember battling. I was a freshman. I battled this senior. And, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I ate him up, man. I ate him up.
Those be them moments, man.
Yeah. So, man.
I know how that go, man. So for y'all that don't know, Wave Chapelle is a lyricist. Now you know if you watch the freestyle. You know what I mean? But he has a history, man, in the music industry. He's an independent artist right now, empowered to do what he does best. But you were signed. Let's talk about that. How you got signed and who you were signed to. Just give us a little bit of the story.
Got you. So I went to University of Memphis for a short tenure. I also had classes at Lemoyne on too. So just anybody in Memphis want to fact check me. But you know what I'm saying. Pretty much, I had to deal with Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying. I was getting it in Memphis for a long time. You know what I'm saying. Dropped my first solo project. Because when I was in Milwaukee, I was in a group. When I went to college, I was just by myself. So dropped a solo project. It did real well. You know what I'm saying? People in Memphis was just taking a liking to me, met all the DJs and stuff like that. And, man, Gotti reached out and was like, yo, you popping in my city, man. I need to, let's talk.
Were you slitting your DMs or something?
Yeah, man. He hit me on, so there's this famous, if you ever go to Memphis, go to Ching's Wings.
Yeah.
I was at Ching's. Shout out Miss Jackson. I love her to death. I was there getting wings or whatever, and man, I get this notification on Twitter, man, and it said like, Yo Gotti in the DMs. I'm like, yo, this got to be like a fake page. right. You know what I'm saying? And I look, got the blue check, man. I flipped, man. I left the wings right there. I'm tripping, like, you know what I'm saying? Pacing back and forth outside. I finally call him. We meet up, and the rest is history, man. We did. We got my breakout moment with him was I did the intro on Chapter 1 mixtape, so that was like my coming out party, rookie season. You know what I'm saying?
Sick. So tell us what it was like, man, because, a lot of our audience are independent artists, you know what I'm saying? And, I like to demystify what it's actually like being signed. I haven't been signed before, so somebody like yourself knows firsthand.
Right.
What is life really like as a signed artist? What does that work load look like? And what was it like just being on the road, man?
So I would say the difference is the process is longer for like, it's more of a process to put out music, you know what I'm saying? Granted, it's on a bigger scale, you know what I'm saying? So it's, it's give and take, but yeah, man, big studios, you know what I'm saying? When you feel like you done with the project, they be like, no, and you have to go back and like really go find that record and, just work till you find the right music. So it's different in that regard, whereas like, independent, you could just be like, yo, I just recorded this in the crib. I'm about to drop it tomorrow. So that's different.
Is there more pressure with like deadlines? Is it like, you have a deadline, I expect you to be writing 8 verses a day to these same three beats and then record a joint every week?
I would say I wouldn't say that. Well, because I just know from my personal experience, it wasn't like that with us. You know what I'm saying? We did have deadlines that we really wanted to meet, but I didn't necessarily feel no pressure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, when realistically do you want to drop? Okay, around here, cool, we can do that. Long as you have everything ready. And so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's not really no pressure, you know what I'm saying, unless you put it on yourself.
No doubt.
But the road life was crazy. Like the road was dope, you know what I'm saying? Those type of experiences really help you creatively, you know, going to all these different cities. We even went out the country. We did like a whole Canadian tour, which was sick, you know what I'm saying? I just saw all these different stuff, you know, help you crazy. Be inspired, stuff like that. So it was dope, man. Shout out Gotti, man. He really taught me a lot, showed me a lot, and that groomed me to be able to run my own stuff like as an independent artist, you know what I'm saying? So
no doubt. When you was doing those tours, did you feel like you know, maybe I know it had to be a little bit of a shock when you went into Canada and you did a record and people knew it, knew your records or whatever. But do you feel like because, like, you know, it's just wide open for you now, you got the deal, you know, you being brought out by Gotti and you're on that tour, like, did you feel like you can do no wrong on stage? And how did you really, like, capture fans when you were on the road as a new, fresh face on this label?
Man, it took me a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I first start performing, you know what I'm saying? I was still learning. So I would literally, like, I would watch him perform. Another thing that really helped me grow as a performer, while I was signed to him, I did a tour with Currency. We did the drive-in theater tour, and man, that really upped my game as a performer. Just watching how he interact with the crowd, watching his mannerisms, his chemistry with the DJ, like stuff like that. Yeah. That like helped me grow. But yeah, man, I kind of captured people just by I was the lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like the young guy, the lyricist, so I would like pause the beat and just rap. Like if all those fails, I'm like, yo, if I mess up, if all those fails, stop the beat and I'ma just go crazy and just bar up real quick, and they be like, ooh. What? So you know that was
a whole stadium was locked in listening to the bars.
Man,
like
listen,
crazy.
We did he does a birthday bash in Memphis every year. Huge show. It's like a festival basically. And man, literally I got to do the intro on there and they dropped the beat while I was rapping and it was crazy. Like, yo, that was crazy.
That's what's up, man. So like let's fast forward to today, man. I know you left the label or you went about your own business to what did you take from that experience now that you're independent and you have a project coming out? You know, what's the workload like now, and what's the most important thing you took from that experience of being signed to Yo Gotti, and how do you apply it now?
Definitely. I would say one, being consistent, you know what I'm saying? Like always just knowing what you're doing, be in control, you know what I'm saying? You don't never want to just approach stuff with no plan. You know, so that's one of the things I really took, always having a plan, making everything make sense, you know what I'm saying? A rollout, basically, having the proper type of rollout for yourself, even as an independent. You know, I feel like independent artists, we get so caught up in, I'm gonna drop this, I'm gonna drop. And a lot of guys don't be having like a plan and stuff like that. So one of the things I took from the situation was definitely learning that have a plan, have your team, you know, have somebody input with you and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was one of the main things that I took. And then there's this quote that I take with me everywhere. He said, chase the dream, not the money. You know what I'm saying? So just keeping in mind, no matter what money you seeing from, whether it's a show or a stream check or whatever, you know, keep your mind on the dream. Why you doing it? What made you start doing it? Because then that's how you gonna keep making more progress, you know, rather than just taking any check that come your way because you feel like, oh, I gotta live off the music.
Yeah, that makes sense. So my final question to that though is how do you pivot now with, you know, like say you don't have that major label or that independent label, because I know he was independent, like that type of budget behind a release and a project within the plan. Like how do you, you know, plan around that to still try to have an impact and reach fans from that era and then, you know, the new fans now?
Right. I think you just be strategic. You be real strategic. And one of the things that I always say, like you know, this is my little sprinkle of advice to like upcoming artists and stuff like that. Man, be social. I think one of the things that we get lost in on social media, which is crazy, is social media, is being social. People be like, oh, I'm not going to DM this person. That's weird. I'm not going to comment on this post. That's weird. Yeah. I'm not going to reach out. you know what I'm saying, like scrap that. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the best things you could do as an independent artist is be social on social media. You never know who you're gonna meet or who's gonna respond back to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could be in whatever city you in and reach a fan base in Japan or Australia or wherever just from reaching out. You
Just
know,
by being social.
exactly. So that's something that I've done. I still do it, and it works numbers for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
doubt.
I chop it up with everybody on the social media.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Shout out the crib before we get out.
Oh yeah, man! Shout out Milwaukee, man. You already know, man. Love to the city, the big 414. We live, man. We up. Shout out to all the artists that's getting it in. And yeah, man, I just want to continue to, carry that torch and, along with all the other artists doing their thing, man, put the city on the map. You feel me?
No doubt. And talk about the project as well, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Waves Don't Die just dropped maybe about 2 weeks ago. Go get that. It's on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Dakota. Shout out Mena Beats. They executive produced the whole thing. And that was a real dope experience because I was able to, like, reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? I, like, cut my hair off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Wiped it.
the weekend moment.
Yeah, man. You feel me? I wiped the IG clean and just came back with a fresh sound, fresh music. So, yeah, man, Waves Don't Die. Go get that.
No doubt, no doubt. I think it's very dope that you've empowered yourself, taking an experience. You were on a label, did the tours, and took all of that, and you're fortunate enough and blessed to not be shackled up, in a bad deal and be hindered now, and you're able to release music. And I think you made a real good point about just authenticity, having a plan, control. That was the word that jumped out to me because I think a lot of people, when they write music or they're doing music, they kind of just get lost on whatever's thrown at them. And I'll say this, I think a lot of people compare Yo Gotti to Jay-Z, right?
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the similarities is because Yo Gotti has that control because he knows exactly who he is in the people's eye and the listener's mind. So if he's doing a strip club record, he's gonna be like the Jay-Z of the strip club record. You know what I'm saying? He knows exactly what he's doing. He isn't at the bar out crazy, but he knows like this is the way. This gonna make some money and this XYZ in so many words. You know what I'm saying? And I really respect that about him. And he just sounds more and more comfortable as records come out as an OG he is now.
Oh yeah.
And I think a lot of artists can learn from that. I think a lot of artists miss the mark when they're like, all right, this is gonna be my club record right here. But then when they do that, and then the audience listens, they're like, man, this ain't you, or this don't sound right. So I feel like they lost control. Yeah,
definitely, man. Definitely. Like the idea of chasing a record is like, it's really bad, man. And I think a lot of times it's easy for like upcoming artists to get lost in that because you be like, oh man, that's working for him, that's working for him, that's working for him. Not realizing that these guys know, they do know what, where they're targeting at. You know what I'm saying? It's all strategic, basically, is what I'm saying. So, you just want to understand, you have control and understand, where you're trying to hit, what crowd, who are you talking to?
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. So, chase the dream, not the money, because when you're chasing the dream, you're chasing your greater self and you're figuring out who you are as an artist in the world today. Then you might wake up one day and the bag is already in your account.
Those opportunities will naturally come. Whereas if you chasing the money, you might come across a couple bucks, but eventually you're gonna find yourself in a bind, really. You know what I'm saying? Because you just chasing all these different checks and now you in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So
reaching.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Words of wisdom by the homie Wave Chapelle. Go get that project right now. This is High Off Life TV. Hit that like and subscribe button. Share this video with somebody that you know in the Midwest, Milwaukee, and just anybody that appreciates real bars, storytellers, and all that good stuff, man. HighOffLife.com for the merch. It's your cool, your Mike Sick, half man, half amazing, half Filipino. Mike Sick World, new Instagram. Y'all get with me. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.